Hi, welcome to Graham the Gargoyle, Chapter 15, The Gravity of the Situation. Graham reached out purely by instinct. His hand swam through the empty air where Ott had just been a second ago. Without thinking, he leapt off the roof after his friend, flapping his wings furiously as he dove forward. He plummeted toward Ott, fighting every urge to try and pull up and out of his dive. Ott was tumbling through the air, waving his arms about. Graham reached out and his fingers grazed his friend's flapping vest. Any second now they would hit the ground. Trolls were hard-headed, but he doubted Ott could survive landing on the rock-strewn terrain below. Graham stabbed his arms forward and caught hold of the troll's vest. He scrambled to secure a tighter hold. Graham twisted his body away from the harsh pull of gravity and flapped his tiny wings as hard as he could. His last conversation with the flying mummy flashed through his head. "You don't have any wings, so you fly because of magic, right?" Graham had asked. The flying mummy had placed a bandaged hand on his shoulder. "If you want to call it that, sure. I'm thinking of it as belief. Believing in something or someone is the most powerful magic." Ott hit the ground first. Graham slammed into the troll and the rain-soaked earth next. They both tumbled down the hill, bouncing off several rock outcroppings, their arms and legs a tangled mess. Finally, they came to an abrupt stop against a cluster of small stones mixed among very tall grasses. Ouch! That hurt. Graham's legs wobbled as he stood. He arched his back and stretched. A dull ache radiated from his lower back. "Not sure I want to do that again." He was tackled to the ground by Ott. The troll straddled him and shook his shoulders. Ott's smile stretched from ear to ear. "You did it!" He hugged Graham, squeezing him hard. "You flew." Oops. "But we crashed." "Hey, you say crash, I say land. The point is, I didn't splatter my brains all over the place." Ott hopped to his feet and executed a poor victory dance. "But I didn't soar us to safety." Ott put his hands on his hips and stuck out his belly. "Have you looked at me lately? I'm not exactly the lightest cargo. You flew not only yourself, but tubby old me too. That's amazing. Face it, you flew." Graham served up a smile. "I did, didn't I?" The troll held up the rolled parchment. "I have the spell. Read it and let's get home. I don't know about you, but my dad's going to kill me for being out so late." He handed Graham the return spell. He carefully read the spell, thankful whoever had written on the paper had used waterproof ink. While the rain had lessened, the spell still received a thorough drenching as Graham read it aloud. As he finished reciting the last line, he took one final look up at the steeple. His grandfather was there, his wings outstretched. And much like what had happened on Parsons Plateau, he caught a sparkle of light up by the statue's eyes. This time, though, he was positive the statue had indeed winked at him. He winked back. The portal materialized before them, and Ott and Graham stepped through. He knew he was returning home with his grandfather, and so much more always by his side. So we have one more chapter to go, and that's chapter 16.